Welcome back to the AC Milan career mode here on FC24. We are just now into the beginning of the career mode here in episode 2. We will be playing several games in this episode, and we are going to be getting through the end of the summer transfer window. And you guys left your comments at the end of the last video to let me know whether you want me to bring in some players, who the players you would be if you wanted me to bring in players, and what we should do going forward. And unfortunately, I think we're going to have to go without bringing in any players for the summer transfer window. I saw you guys' comments about who you wanted me to bring in, and we added a lot of those players to the short list just now recently. Guilherme Restes, Scalvini, Colwill, Bajetic, I believe is how you say his name, Bajetic, I'm not sure. And then we've got several other players down here as well. Ugochukwu, Gravenberch, Bensagir, Hlajek, Wahi, and Mukoko as well. For right now, we don't need a striker, so we're not really worried about these four, but maybe in the January transfer window or maybe at the beginning of next season, we would look into that because obviously Olivier Giroud's getting old. Luka Jovic just isn't great, to be honest. And then we've got Okafor as another backup, but as of now, we're not looking for a striker. So center mid and left center back was kind of the positions that we were looking at. And center mid, Gravenberch and Ugochukwu, both very, very decent players. Gravenberch obviously maybe a little better than Ugochukwu. Gravenberch would be fun to use, but he just moved to Liverpool. We couldn't even bring him in if we wanted to. I guess we could try to bring him in. Yeah, no, we actually couldn't bring him in. So we couldn't bring him in even if we wanted to. And he also just moved to Liverpool at the beginning of this season. So for now, that just wouldn't make sense. But maybe in January or maybe at the beginning of next season as well, if his time here at Liverpool doesn't go well. Ugochukwu just isn't up to the level. I believe he's like a 74 overall, somewhere around there. I don't actually know, obviously, right now. But yeah, I don't know if he is actually an upgrade on any of the players that we currently have, as well as Bajetic from Spurs. As far as center back, left center back, or right center back, Scalvini, Colwill, both very, very good options. I would probably go for Scalvini if we do have the option to, but not right now. Maybe in the January transfer window, maybe next summer as well. He's a very, very solid player, though. And then rest is, we don't really need a keeper at the moment. We obviously lost Mike Maignan at the beginning of the last episode in the preseason tournament games. So we're having to rock with Sporty Yellow as of right now, but Maignan will be back in a few weeks, I believe. So I think we're just going to stick with this team, like I said. So with that, we're going to miss out on some of our objectives, more than likely, at least in the summer window. Sign 3 players born in Europe, and then to bring in 3 crucial players. That one's probably just not going to happen at all. There's just no way. But luckily, that's a low priority. As far as signing 3 players born in Europe, you guys said that the Youth Academy players actually do count for that as well. So what we are going to do is add one more Youth Scout. We already have one for Italy, but we're going to go ahead and add another. We have plenty of money to work with. I'm going to go ahead and sign the Turkish Scout here, 5-star, 5-star. And we're actually going to send him to the Netherlands, I believe, a country that's had several players play for AC Milan. So we're going to send him out on a 6-month scout to the Netherlands to look for some players, and hopefully he comes back with some very, very good ones. So we're going to go ahead and simulate to the end of the transfer window here. We are now to deadline day, and we will take a look and see at some of the moves that have been made already in this summer transfer window here in just a minute once we get through a little bit more of deadline day. There's been some big moves that have gone through, and we actually get a transfer offer here for Pobega on deadline day for 10.7 million from Sevilla. We will happily reject that for now. As of right now, I don't feel like moving on any players unless they're, very, very low rated and want to go out on loan or something like that. But for now, we are good with keeping the team that we have, and we will revisit transfers in the January window. We're going to go ahead and continue to move forward here. Coop Miner's there, making a 45 million move to Athletic Bilbao. There's been some decent moves here on deadline day. Some couple of Spanish players moving on, and as you can see, there's some rumors for some other players moving. Solly March might be moving to Napoli, so that would be interesting to see. A player that we use in our Brighton career mode for a couple of seasons, and we are now through with deadline day. So let's go ahead and take a look at the biggest moves in total of the window. So obviously, like I said, for our club, we didn't really make any moves. We didn't bring any players in. We let Cardara go to Southampton, and then we had a few players go out on loan. But as far as all clubs go, you can see Rico Lewis there. But let's go ahead and look at the biggest moves. And Victor Osimhen has moved from Napoli to Real Madrid for $170 million, which is just insane. So we won't have to face him throughout this season, which is good for us, I guess. Goretzka there. Balde, only 19 years old, moving for 91 million to PSG. Joshua Kimmich moving on to Arsenal for 90 million, bringing in another CDM to play with Declan Rice. Bayern getting rid of a couple of midfielders. Very interesting window here. Man City getting both PSG fullbacks. Yeah, I don't know. whatever's going on, it's definitely very interesting. Thomas Partey moving on to Bayern, so I guess that makes sense for them. A couple of strikers moving on. We don't have to face Immobile this season either for Lazio, so the Italian league looks like it's not getting any stronger. Matoma moving on to Leverkusen. Yeah, the Italian league doesn't look like it's getting very much stronger at all. Not very many big name players moving into the league at all. I don't think any players moved into the... Actually, Goretzka moved to Juventus. I guess that's one big name player, but several moving out. So interesting to see how the rest of the season will go. And we get a transfer offer right after deadline day for Olivier Giroud as well. 14 million to Inter Milan, which we will happily reject for now. Ugochukwu has been offered a loan move, but we're not too worried about that. So we're now here to match day against Roma, who are currently sitting in first place, I believe, in Serie A. Of course, we're only 2 games in, so it doesn't really matter yet. Second place, actually, as we are now down into 5th. A 5-way tie at the top here after 2 games. So let's go ahead and get into this one. The squad is set how we want it to be. I believe we're going to stick with this lineup for now, and we'll go ahead and get into this game. And this will be Roma's lineup for our game against them. Obviously, a very, very good defense there with Evan Ndicka, Smalling in the back, as well as Mancini. Spinazzola, very, very solid defender as well. And then, of course, up top, Lukaku and Tammy Abraham are very, very decent strikers themselves. So let's go ahead and get into this game. Let's try to find 3 more points. Loftus-Cheek finding a pass to Benacer in midfield, who finds a decent pass to Giroud, who will get a shot away, deflected out for a corner, 9 minutes gone. We will go ahead and swing this one in with Benacer. Looking for Olivier Giroud, but it doesn't look like we're going to find him. Benacer with a nice pass to Rafael Leao. I see Giroud coming in nicely, but he's just so slow with the turn. Benacer going to look over the top for Pulisic with a decent pass, actually. And he's going to try to find a cross to Olivier Giroud. That is knocked out for yet another corner. We will swing this one in with Rafael Leao. Decent, and up to Giroud, who got up for it, but sends it wide of the post. Tammy Abraham, oh, great pass to Pellegrini, who will finish off that run of play there. 38 minutes gone. We give up the first goal of the game. Roma take a 1-0 lead. Trying to get a pass off. Evan Ndicka, we used him in our Brighton career mode, and he was very, very good, and it looks like he has not lost a step here at the beginning of this career mode either. Loftus-Cheek with a great tackle, though. Olivier Giroud looking for the pass inside to Leao, but can't quite get it there. Tammy Abraham holding up play nicely yet again. Lukaku now finds a pass to Pellegrini inside the box. Another shot away. Sportiello this time able to get to the save. Looks like they're going to go ahead and make a sub early on in the second half. Dybala coming on for Tammy Abraham. And we know the quality that Paulo Dybala has, so it's not getting any easier for us. Pellegrini off of this corner, sticking with the ball. Pass to Chris Smalling, who gets a shot away. Sportiello with another save. They take this corner short again, this time to Dybala. Nice move inside. None of our defenders getting a tackle in just yet, but we finally do, and Rafael Leao is going to come away with it. Loftus-Cheek going for the long ball over here to Rafael Leao. The defender does well to head it away. 66 minutes gone. I'm not going to get any subs on just yet. I want to keep Olivier Giroud on just strictly for his heading abilities. He's going to find himself with the ball here. Benacer is going to look over the top for him. Giroud trying to go for the acrobatic finish, but not quite getting it done. Rafael Leao holding up play, finding an over-the-top ball to Theo Hernandez, who gets a shot away, but the keeper does well yet again. Roma pushing forward yet again. Theo Hernandez having to track back. Doesn't quite do enough. And Foyth heads it off of the post. It goes around the keeper, back to Foyth, and he will finish it off 2-0. Let's take another look at this one because it was quite the finish. Ah, man. Just can't quite get to it. We brought on Kalulu, or we're about to take off Kalulu and bring on Tia, but unfortunately the subs didn't come in quick enough, and he can't get to that one. We do make those subs now, though. 3 men coming on, 3 men coming off, but I don't know if we're going to be able to rescue a point from this one. And we get a free kick here with 92 minutes gone, so we're just going to send it into the box, hope for the best. Keeper going to collect that one, and the referee will blow his whistle, so we get shut out here against Roma. And we will take a 2-0 loss. And that means our unbeaten streak in Serie A has already come to an end after only 2 games. So, not a great start to the season, really. I mean, Roma are obviously a very, very good opponent, so it's not the worst result, but you would definitely like to at least get a point out of that game. And we now have a 2-week break to our next game, but unfortunately it just doesn't get any easier. We got Inter Milan away. Technically it's at the same stadium, I believe. They both play at the San Siro, so not exactly an away game. And then right after that we'll have the Newcastle game in the Champions League for our first game in the Champions League. And then we will get into a couple of others just after that, so I will see you for the Inter Milan game. And we are now here to match day against Inter Milan. We know that they are a very, very good side, basically the best team in Italy, as you can see by this season in real life and just in this game as well usually. So definitely a very, very solid team that they have there. We're going to make one change in our starting 11 for Tia is going to come in for Kalulu. We would get Mike Maignan back into the starting 11, but unfortunately he's still slightly injured, which is unfortunate. I would love to have had him back for this game. So Sportiello still in goal for us. Let's get to it. Biggest game of the year so far. Pulisic with a fantastic pass into Loftus-Cheek with a back pass to Reinders, who will finish off that move. The keeper comes out for it. And what a pass from Ruben Loftus-Cheek back to our other midfielder. Olivier Giroud nowhere to be found, but that's okay. I don't care who scores as long as we're scoring. What a back pass. You know, I'll hold my hands up. I'll perform back passes every once in a while, but they're still a little bit realistic. And I mean, that was basically an open net for Reinders, so no way he was missing that one. 1-0 after just 6 minutes here against Milan. Turnover in midfield, bad pass by Calabria. We know how dangerous Inter's attack can be. They move forward very quickly with a lot of pace. Lautaro Martinez finds a pass, and Sportiello has to make the save. Just 5 minutes after we scored, they are already threatening us moving forward. We're going to try to clear this one out. Rafael Leao sort of gets it away. Ruben Loftus-Cheek does much better. But they still have it. Oh! And that ball was deflected. And off of the post as well, I believe. Let's take another look at that. Yeah, off of Theo Hernandez's foot. And then I believe it went off the post as well. Oh, stressful, stressful. They're taking this corner short. What? Not much to say about that one. Just, I couldn't even clear it out. I couldn't tell where the ball was at. And Thuram will finish it off. 1-1 here after just 15 minutes, I believe now. The ball was just all over the place. And Sportiello's on the ground, of course, so that's tough. Olivier Giroud out to Theo Hernandez. We're going to look inside for Reinders, who will find a pass to Rafael Leao, who has some pace. Actually gets around his defender and is going to walk this one into the goal. Did we just score? It's a goal kick. Must have hit an arm or something going through. That was very, very weird. And Inter definitely dominating the game so far. I mean, at least as in terms of, you know, shots attempted. They are playing much better than us, but we've got a whole second half to turn it around, so hopefully we can do that right here. Kalanogu with the pass out to Augusto. Looking for a cross. Isn't going to be able to find one, at least not to one of their players. Olivier Giroud. We're going to knock this one ahead to Rafael Leao, who of course has so much pace and is able to get around his defender and able to find a goal. 50 minutes gone. Olivier Giroud with an assist to Rafael Leao. Reinders inside to Benacer, who actually finds Giroud. We're going to go with a shot. Sommer with a good save. I'm trying to keep some pressure on, but they're eventually going to get it away. Bad pass in midfield. Reinders got a foot to it, but couldn't actually hold on to it. But they continue to try to push forward. Olivier Giroud, another pass here to Rafael Leao. Back post. Pulisic. Whoa! I didn't think he was actually going to be able to get there. And we'll go ahead and make 4-man sub here after 71 minutes. Pretty much replacing the entire right side as well as Giroud up top with Okafor. Bertezzi down here on the wing, looking for a cross inside. We do well to get that one away. And we've just now got 10 minutes left to go in this game. Rafael Leao. I'm trying to wait on this run from Theo Hernandez. He doesn't want to give it to us, but we're going to look inside anyways for Reinders. Theo Hernandez, get on that one. Okafor now. Alright, whatever. Is he onside? Chukwueze, what is going on? I mean, there's so much space in midfield. Not sure what the plan is here from Inter. I guess they're just all pushing forward. We get this one out to Rafael Leao. He has to turn it back inside. We'll get a shot away. Terrible attacking there. But we have possession of it again. Just a couple minutes left in this game, likely. Chukwueze now with it. Musa. Pass inside to Okafor. Okafor can get around Bastoni and try to finish this one off. He doesn't, but extra time has gone by, so there will be no more chances for Inter Milan pushing forward. But we can just try to add insult to injury and get another one here. And unfortunately, we will not. But that will be the end of the game. A massive result for us here in just the 4th game of the season, winning 2-1 over our biggest rivals in the league. And now we move on to our first Champions League game against Newcastle United. Obviously, we're in the toughest group in the Champions League with PSG, Dortmund, and Newcastle, as well as ourselves. I mean, just absolutely insane group. And I'm sure you guys know about all the other groups if you've kept up with world football at all this season. Looks like Arsenal already have a win. Real Madrid with a win already. Man United with a win. That's massive for them. And it was over Bayern as well, which is completely unrealistic. But, you know, whatever. And it looks like Inter also lost their first game in the group stage as well against Real Sociedad. So, some interesting games so far, but let's go ahead and get into our game. We already know how Newcastle are going to be lining up. An incredible team. We've faced them many times before in the Brighton career mode that we already did. And this will be our lineup for the game against them. So we got some tired legs around there. Pulisic a little tired, Giroud a little tired, Tomori maybe a little bit tired. But one key aspect is that Maignan is back in goal. We've got Musa in midfield instead of Benacer, and Adli as well instead of Reinders. Both of them on the bench as they are just a little tired as well. Calabria going to be the captain for this game, so let's get into our first Champions League game. Loftus-Cheek holding up play well, finding Calabria, back to Loftus-Cheek. Again holding up play well, Yunus Musa now with it. We're going to look over the top. Adli was making a run, but then decided to just not continue to make that run. Pulisic sticks with it though, and we will find a pass to him. He'll get a shot away. Nick Pope with the save. Oh, and Trippier with a dumb decision there. Nick Pope tries to kick it away. Giroud was on top of it. They're trying to play it out from the back, and they're barely escaping. Target skips past Calabria. Is he going to look for a cross? He doesn't. He looks for a pass inside and finds it well to Harvey Barnes, who is just muscling with Tomori right now, actually doing well to do so as well. Isak with the pass to Almiron. And the back pass immediately back to Isak leads to a 1-0 lead for Newcastle here. Couldn't even really see what happened. Harvey Barnes, again, holding up play well. Isak, back heel, then to Almiron, who just taps it right back to Isak. Not much I can do about that one. Great passing here by Newcastle is going to lead to their second goal just a few minutes later. I mean, I know how dangerous they are. I've played them many times, like I said, in the Brighton career mode. But they are on fire right now, and there's just nothing I can do. Great passing. Great pass again. And Almiron with the finish. Isak and Almiron linking up for both goals so far. Longstaff inside to Joe Linton. Musa doing well. Musa's played a pretty good game so far. Isak, though, just skips past everyone. And we're now 3-0 down after 61 minutes. We are just getting absolutely dismantled here in this game. Rafael Leao inside to Reinders, who will find Chukwueze, who is rapid, of course. I mean, again, just not great. We're going to be able to get possession of the ball here yet again. Can we do anything with it? Our own players are running into each other. Wow. All right, so, yeah. We'll just erase that one from the memory, act like it never happened. Except for when, of course, we go back and look at the standings. And yeah, we might have rushed Maignan back into action too quickly. I mean, to be fair, those 3 goals were probably going to get scored against Sportiello as well, but to have him back and then concede 3 immediately is just not great. Luckily, we're sitting in 3rd in the Serie A as of right now, so definitely not doing too bad there. We need to start scoring some more goals. Only 6 so far in 4 games in the Serie A. And then in the Champions League, of course, yeah, we just lost that game, so we're only 1 point behind Dortmund and PSG as they draw 1-1 in their game against each other. And yeah, I mean, it's just not great. Newcastle are obviously really good, but they might be the worst team in the group, at least out of the ones that we're going to play. We might be the worst team in the group when it's all said and done. So we'll see how it goes. We're going to go ahead and get into this game, and it will be the last game of the episode. Hellas Verona here. Only 2 points to their first 4 games, so a game that we should be winning. And Verona's team will be as follows. I'll be honest, I'm not familiar with any of these players really, so we're going to get into this game with a very, very rotated lineup. Okafor up top, Chukwueze out on the right. Reinders and Benacer back in midfield with Loftus-Cheek, but then in defense, we got Kier and Dial starting in the back instead of Tomori and Kalulu. So we'll go ahead and get into this one with Mike Maignan back there, hoping to keep a clean sheet with him in this game. Wow. Great pass inside to Gonzalo B. The defense is all over the place. 1-0 down already 9 minutes into this game against Verona, who are not a great team. Like, they're just not one of the teams that we should be worrying about. And Maignan hasn't made a save in the 90-plus minutes that he's been playing, so that's really worrying. I know he's coming back from injury, but he's got to get a hand to something eventually, right? Benacer with an excellent tackle. Ref, do not call that a foul. Absolutely not. Calabria just can't get the ball away from them. Oh, God. I mean, Kier is going to clear it out eventually. The defense is shaky. I mean, obviously, we dropped Tomori off to the bench for this game just because he was tired, but, you know, that's what you have to do sometimes. Loftus-Cheek's actually going to have Calabria out here. He will look for a cross. No one in the box, really, and that's going to be easily cleared out. Benacer pushing forward. Reinders, pass to Leao. Look back. Reinders not exactly who I was looking for. Shot away. Keeper does have to make a save, but unfortunately, yeah, just not what I was really looking for there. We win a free kick here, decently on the edge of the box. I mean, unfortunately, Rafael Leao is like our best free kick taker, and he's just not that great. So we're going to look for a cross towards that back post. Okafor actually gets a header onto that, and not a bad header as well, but nothing doing again. Maignan with the save here at the beginning of the second half. Verona still playing well, and us still not playing well at all, but hopefully that'll turn around here. Maignan coming out for the cross as well. Thank you for finally doing something. I mean, again, I know you're injured, but got to see you step up here, brother. We're going to look for a pass from Chukwueze out here to Reinders. It's actually a fantastic pass, and he's going to send Okafor on a run with another fantastic pass. Leao with it. The touch sent him into a shot, but not a great one. Loftus-Cheek holding up play well, finding a pass to Benacer. Reinders with it. Just not a great pass. We just can't find the final product. It's impossible right now. Theo Hernandez with a great tackle. Just nowhere to go, though. Just being hounded by so many defenders and just not getting any help from any of our midfielders. Loftus-Cheek is trying to celebrate in the middle of nothing. And Benacer gets a tackle in. This has to be a counterattack. But no one's making great runs. And Okafor just can't run. He can't sprint. Reinders. Chukwueze starts to make a run and then stops. It's just incredible. I just don't know if we're meant to beat this Verona team. Somehow, that man gets past Theo Hernandez and gets a shot away without any struggle at all. I mean, there's no one around him. We're going to make some subs. Loftus-Cheek coming off for Pobega. Chukwueze coming off for Pulisic. We're going to get Giroud on. I mean, all of our players are tired, so there's just not much we can really do at this point. We'll get Florenzi on for Calabria as well, and that's what we're going to go with. 4 subs after 76 minutes. Still 1-0 down, so we've still got so much work to do with so little time. So it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. Corner here for Verona. Need to just clear this one away immediately. Don't take any chances. Florenzi does well, and it looks like Reinders will end up with it. But of course, just gets tackled. I mean, what the just whatever. We get a tackle back. Theo Hernandez inside to Reinders, who finds Leao. Again, Leao is just on a break. And it's going to be very difficult for anyone to stop him, and it is very difficult for a keeper to stop a shot from him. We don't need to celebrate. Go pick up that ball. We've got enough time to still win this game. Oh, Tia with a fantastic challenge there. And this is exactly what we need to move forward. Giroud, we're going to look out here for Leao, who finds Reinders inside. Just terrible touches, though. Reinders finds Pulisic, who finds Pobega. Pobega is going to finish it off in the final seconds. A player that has played for 15 minutes all season. I mean, this is his first appearance, I believe. Breaks the deadlock. That has only been a deadlock for like 5 minutes, of course. But we find a way to win this game. I don't know how. We're very, very lucky because they have simply outplayed us the entire game. Pulisic with an excellent pass to Pobega, who's making an excellent run, to be fair. And a crazy good finish there as well. With very little time left, I believe there was about 15 seconds of extra time left. The referee will blow his whistle, and we will escape turmoil here at the beginning of the season. 2-1 victory, 3 points in the bag. Very, very lucky to find ourselves with this result. And I mean, yeah, you can see there it's 50-50. Decent amount of shots for both teams, and I think they played better overall, to be honest. Luckily, we played better for about the last 15 minutes of that game, so that now sees us with 4 wins from 5 games in the league. Currently sitting third. Some teams still left to play some other games. I believe we will be sitting in third no matter what. Roma has a game in hand, though. They've had a fantastic start to the season. So, I mean, 8 goals through 5 games. We need to perform better, up top for sure. 5 goals allowed through 5 games is also not great for the level of some of the teams that we've been playing, but it's not terrible, I guess. 1 goal given up today against Verona and 1 against Inter. 2 from Roma, so that's 4 in this episode alone, and then 1 from Torino. It could be worse. Really, the problem is that Newcastle game. We've got to really play well in these final 5 Champions League games, and luckily all of them or 2 of them are at home. I guess that Newcastle game was at home as well, which makes it even worse. So, not great, but not as bad as it could be, I guess. Anyways, that's going to do it for today's episode. I'm going to leave you on the squad stat screen as of right now. Nketiah performing well over there at Atalanta, so it'll be interesting when we get him back for next season. But right now, I would honestly say the player that has surprised me the most has been Ruben Loftus-Cheek. He's been very, very good in midfield. He's had a couple of misplaced passes here and there, but overall he's been pretty solid. So, like I said, that's going to do it for today's episode. I hope you guys are enjoying this series, and I hope you guys are excited for the rest of this series. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Please be sure to like the video, and please be sure to hit that subscribe button. Peace.